students. How are you today? Now it is 3:14 at night and I'm making the presentation for you. I hope you deserve it. So, the name of the unit Beyond This World, what means за пределами этого мира. And today you will have some listening parts. So the first, please look at the conversation and look at the words like few, fewer, the fewest. Мало, меньше, наименьшее количество. Little, less, the least. Мало, меньше, наименьшее количество. Few с исчисляемыми, little с неисчисляемыми. Try to understand it.
Unit 5, page 53. Grammar in use. Activity 1.
I had an email from Tippy in Thailand yesterday.
Really? What did she say?
She's doing a web page about the theatre in different countries. She asked me to send her some information about the theatre in the UK.
I'll help if you like. I know a bit about the Globe Theatre in London.
OK, thanks. Tippy said that Usha had sent her lots of emails about the theatre in India, but she's had fewer replies from the other teams.
I've had no emails or messages at all this week.
I've had 2. That's the fewest since we started the project.
I'm sure Sergei could help Tippy. The theatre's very important in Russia, I think.
Yes, and ballet too. Which reminds me, she sent a few photos of Thai dancers. They're amazing. Well, you could show a little enthusiasm.
Sorry, but I don't have the least interest in Thai dancing.
And I have even less.
Honestly, you're terrible.
Only joking. Let's see the photos.
Wow! Look at those masks and gold headdresses. They're amazing.
Told you so.
So, and after the conversation, we have 4 questions. All of the answers you have to write down and show me. The first question, why did Tippy email Holly? And the answer that Tippy wanted Holly to send her some information about the theatre in the UK. The second question, why could Sergei help Tippy? And Sergei could help because the theatre is very important in Russia. The third question, at first, do Russ and Jack show a lot of interest in the photos from Tippy? At first, they show little interest. And the last question, are they serious or pretending? Притворяются. How do you know? They are pretending. Ross says that he's only joking when he said he didn't have the least interest. When Jack looks at the photos, he is very interested in them. So I hope you got the answers and you will write without any mistakes. Next, conversation practice. You can see some words here. Play, comedy, hilarious, ballet, graceful, thriller, action films, fast-moving, special effects, classical music, orchestra, pop music, bands and CDs. And here's some phrases, a couple of, парочка чего-то. Actually, фактически, not my thing, не мое, though, хотя, how about, а как насчет, really into, реально в чем-то нахожусь. So, you see, I didn't translate these words because you should use your dictionary and translate by yourself. Now, let's listen to the conversation and we will spot the phrases and words. Spot. Взглядом поймаем слова, которые слышим.
Unit 5, page 56. Conversation practice. Activities 2 and 3.
Have you ever been to the theatre, Laura?
Yes, I have. Why do you ask?
My aunt took me to the theatre at the weekend. It was the first time I'd been.
Really? I've been a couple of times. Did you enjoy it?
It was amazing.
What play did you see?
It was a comedy and it was so funny. Actually, it was hilarious. I had a brilliant time.
The last time I went to the theatre was to see a ballet.
Ballet's just not my thing, really.
Typical boy. I loved it. The dancers were so graceful and the music was beautiful.
So, how often do you go to the theatre?
Oh, not very often at all. I go to the cinema a lot, though.
Me too. What was the last film you saw?
It was a thriller. It was quite good, but I can't remember the name.
I like action films. Exciting, fast-moving films.
I love the special effects in action films. They're so clever.
The music's usually good too.
What sort of music do you like?
All sorts, really. I like classical music. I went to a fantastic concert a few weeks ago. A youth orchestra was playing. They were brilliant, so talented.
How about modern music?
Yeah, I like pop music too.
Do you like rock bands? I'm really into rock music.
Are you?
Yes, I've got loads of CDs. You can borrow some if you like.
Great, thanks.
So, to be honest, I didn't get the word orchestra, the word though, and really into. I think I skipped because I am really sleepy now. Okay, my dear students, you should translate these words and learn them. Next. Now you will listen to very interesting information about a tour of the Globe Theatre, Theatre Globus in London. And while you're listening, you have to answer these questions, true or false. Are you ready? Start.
Unit 5, page 56. Listening Comprehension. Activities 1 and 2.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Globe Theatre. I hope you all enjoy the tour. The original Globe Theatre was built in 1599, and it was just one of several theatres in London at that time. As many of you will know, going to the theatre was enormously popular in the 16th and early 17th centuries. Both rich people and poor people went there to see the latest plays, which were written by a number of well-known writers, the most famous of whom, of course, was William Shakespeare. This, of course, is not the original theatre. Sadly, that building was destroyed by a fire in 1613. The present Globe Theatre was opened to the public in 1999. It stands just a few metres away from the site of the old theatre. In Shakespeare's time, the south bank of the River Thames was well known for its theatres. Perhaps you have heard of the Swan Theatre and the Rose Theatre, both of which stood not far from here on the south bank. Well, let's go inside and take a look.
Okay. So,
We are standing on the ground floor of the theatre,
yes, continue.
in front of the stage and in what is known as the pit. This is where the poorer theatre-goers stood to watch the performance. There were no seats for them. People with more money could pay to sit down. If you look up, you will see that there are 3 floors with wooden seats for the wealthier members of the audience. By the way, if you ever come to see a play here, I advise you to bring a cushion to sit on, or you can hire one from the theatre. The seats are extremely hard. The theatre is as close as possible to the design of the original theatre. Its shape is circular. It is made entirely of wood. There is no iron or steel in this building. There are no microphones. All music is played live by musicians using the instruments of Shakespeare's time. The pit, where we are standing, is open to the sky. If it rains, the poor theatre-goers watching the play from here will get very wet. The lucky ones, the wealthy members of the audience, sitting on their wooden seats around the pit, are protected from the rain by a roof. There is room for 700 spectators here in the pit, and there are seats for 857 people. That is more or less the size of an audience in Shakespeare's time. So, if you'd like to follow me, we'll go upstairs and see what the view is like for the richer members of the public, and then we'll take a look behind the stage and see what life is like for the actors.
So now I'll help you to answer the questions. So the first one, in the 16th century, few people enjoyed the theatre. It is false, because the theatre was really popular. The Globe was the only theatre on the bank of the Thames, and it is false again, because there were 2 other theatres nearby. Number 3, the original Globe Theatre burned down. It is true. Number 4, in Shakespeare's day, rich people stood to watch the plays. It is false, because poor people stood to watch the plays. Number 5, some people sat on comfortable and wooden seats. It is false. The seats were really uncomfortable. Next, number 6. The pit is another name for the stage. It is false, because the pit is the name for the area in front of the stage. Next, number 7. The new Globe is totally different from the original theatre, and it is false. The new Globe is the same design as the original. Number 8. The theatre is round in shape, and it is true. Number 9. The theatre is made of wood and steel, and that is false, because it is made entirely of wood. Number 10. Music for the plays is provided by CDs. That is false, because music is played live by musicians. And number 11. A roof covers part of the theatre. It's absolutely true. Number 12. Audiences are much bigger today than they were in Shakespeare's time. Audiences were about the same size as today. So this statement is false. You have to tell me in your voice messages about the Globe Theatre in London. So thank you for your presentation and good luck.